Yeah, you're right. Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. The sun just came up over those trees on the other side of the river. I am really close to where I did a big baits, no weight session recently. I'm just a little down from that. Got a lazy alligator hanging out in the current. So I have done this at this particular location before. Extremely lucky to be able to find it this morning because everything's so overgrown. It's hard to recognize stuff, but I just slowed down and took my time looking for it, and I didn't take no time at all. So I'm pretty happy to be here. I don't know what to expect because I don't think I've ever been successful. Maybe I've gotten something here. It's been a while since I've been to this spot. So you can see a current seam. You see right here where my two fingers are, you'll see a tree limb in the distance coming out over the rocks. Current seam is really close to it right there, and then comes out away from it here. And we see that where the alligator is going off into the sun right there. So this area that we're going to throw out in doesn't have a lot of crazy current seams right now. But usually it does when the river's up. The river's really low. There's just no strong current this morning. The last time I was out here doing this a few days ago, there was a lot more current than there is right now. But that could change. That all has to do with what's going on up north, right? So we're going to do 2 big baits, no weights. Here's one big bait, and the next one's not going to be quite that big. With this one, I'm going to use the whole fish, right? But I'm going to cut it in the back. I'm going to make it into a bit of a flapper bait. It's like you're filleting it, but you don't finish the fillet, right? You want it to flap. It's like you're giving it wings. It's Red Bull surgery, sort of. It's really just to get that flavor in the water faster. Probably would work. I've had it work without doing it, but it seems to always work faster when we open it up a little bit, to where the fillets are kind of flapping like wings, right? Something like that. Let's cut this one a little better, a little further down towards the anal fin. There we go. It'll be flap, flap, flap. You could even like take the spine out if you wanted, but there's no reason this morning to do that. And now for the second one, this is going to be a different tactic. It's a little difficult to do 2 big baits, no weights, from the same position on the bank, and it can be kind of stupid to do this anyway, whether you're throwing out 2 baits or 1, because you're stationary and it just goes, the current can just take it. It could stop somewhere in front of you, or it could just take it to where it almost just ends right back up on the bank, but further down, right? Especially if you're fishing with someone else and they're doing a different tactic, depending on where they're at, it could collide with their thing, right? So it's just, it can work and it can be just really stupid. I've called it stupid before because someone was doing it near me and it was causing issues for me, and they got all butthurt when they saw me doing it by myself, and I'm like, no, I was telling you that what you were doing was stupid because it was tangling with me. You're like the other side of me. You should, if you want to do that, go to where your bait's not going to drift into your buddy's line and tangle around his stuff, right? Be smart about things, not stupid. So I'm using a 10-aught octopus for this one, and it's on 45-pound test mono because not much has changed. I'm not too far away from the last place where I did this. Right here in front of me, extremely snaggy. Braid is not the option you want to go with here because there's too much stuff out there to cut it. So mono, 45-pound mono on a 10-foot rod. Wow. Better than I thought. I got it right out into the current seam, which, like I said, is further from me at this point than down there, but this is where I want to do this because it's kind of sluggish, right? So we're going to keep these rods kind of a distance from each other, but not too far. It's not going to be necessary. You'll get it. This is just like the other day. Smaller hook, smaller piece of bait, but still you know, bigger than what you would put on this hook, right? Headpiece on a 3/0 Kale on my 7-foot Coastal Tough, 20-pound test. We don't want to put this out as far. We're going to keep this close in because rocks, right? Flatheads could be really close, so we don't necessarily need it way out there. We're going to have it pretty close just to see what happens. Okay, the first bait slacked up and it's making its way closer and closer to the rocks. We're going to hope that it stops at some point. If it comes really close to the rocks, it's probably going to stop where the rocks transition to mud. That's what we want. People are like, why didn't you just try to throw it there in the beginning? Well, you throw it out as far as you can, hoping that it's going to stop somewhere out there. And by the time it gets up here to where the rocks transition to mud, the bait is so far from you that anything you're doing up here isn't going to cause an issue spooking fish. But that's more of a worry for this one because it's much closer to me where I'm talking, right? Some people will be like, oh, they can hear you through the line. They can hear you far better if the bait was right here in front of us. It's not that big of an issue. I mean, for the most part, some people, they think I talk throughout my whole session. I'm only showing you clips where I'm talking a lot. There's a lot of time that goes by where I'm just sitting here being quiet. And then I get bored and I find something to talk about. But for the most part, I'm just going to sit here as long as I can take the sun bearing down on me. Currently, we're getting a bite on the big rod. We've had something pluck the line on the shorter rod. Because this current is fairly sluggish looking on the surface, at least, I would expect alligator gar to be in here. Bull shark for sure. We're still in that time of bull shark. There's stuff feeding down there where this bait is. I would also expect crabs, blue crabs, because the river's fairly green. So it should, we most likely have crabs this far up. We're not that far from where it terminates anyway. So, oh, what, something big just right there. I gotta come closer because the line is getting pulled and it's tight. There's definitely stuff hunting. I don't know how long that's going to last this morning because we don't have any overcast, and as soon as the sun is really beating down on this water, the bite is really going to slow down. They might be done by then, by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. See that? You might not be able to see, but we're definitely getting a bite here. If it's a fish, I can't answer that confidently right now. I just put this back out there. I brought it in to replace it. This might be a while because this is 20-pound test. and we're still getting a hit on the big rod. Slowly tightening the drag, click by click. If I don't do that, I could just sit here and let him spool me. But you can get a feel for what you're dealing with after a few seconds of them running. Sorry that you guys are staring into the sun. Let me point you down a little bit to where the shot's not getting blown out. It's a problem with living on this side of the river and wanting to do morning sessions when there's no overcast. I need to try to keep him up. He's digging down. It might be a flathead. I don't want him to dig down too deep because then he could just go through some loopy loops of aluminum wire. My headpiece is up the line. Look at that. Can you see that? I keep looking over to my right. I don't know what to do if we get a double. I'm all by my lonesome out here. Well, are you giving up a little bit? All right, let's navigate through these rocks. Oh, he came up and I didn't even see him. Did you see him? Again, he came up and I was looking at the other rod because it's still getting hit. Oh, what do we got here? Tell me, did you see him? What is it? I know you can't tell me. Not yet. You'll tell me in the comment section, but by then I'll already know what I got. I think it's going to be a blue cat. I saw the dorsal and the tail. Well, let's get a good look at him before I'm just like it's this or that. It could be a bull shark for all I know. It's not going to be a bull shark. That's not a shark. That is not a flathead either. This was just like 10 feet out in front of me, right off these rocks. I'm still looking to my right because I'm getting a hit over there. I think the last time I did this spot, there was a lot more current. And I don't think anything worked out. I think I had to go to another spot to make something work. This fish is definitely over 20 pounds. I have those shoes on that do not fare well on these rocks. So if you're wondering why I'm being slow like an old man, it's because I'm an old man that doesn't want to fall on the rocks. Even if I wasn't old, I still wouldn't want to fall on the rocks. Oh. I think I might have to end up getting my shoes wet anyway. Well, he got me wet. Look at the size of this fish. Look at him. Look at that. On a 3/0 Kale. Just a, man, this is definitely about 30-pound fish, maybe a little better. Whoa. This is the part that I gotta be even slower about, sort of. Again, I'm looking at the big rod. What a bruiser. Ah. Oh, settle down. Shit. Oh. All right, we both fared okay. He didn't take a beating, and neither did I. Whew. Whew. Unfortunately, I cannot weigh this fish this morning because I do not have a working scale with me. But it's all good because it is a big fish. We don't really, I mean, we would love to know what it weighs, but we know that it's not a 1 pounder, right? We're definitely confident of that, aren't we? I mean, just look at the size of this fish. Let's get the fish grips out of his mouth for a quick hot second here. Yeah, you're right. I knew this would be a good spot. If I could just find it, I thought this morning. I was worried, what if I can't find it? Where do I go? I'm just gonna end up in a random spot. I like it because it's kind of open. I wish there was some overcast though, but I am happy. I am well pleased. I mean, look at the size of this. This is definitely 20 to 30 pound range, something like that. It's definitely over 20. Probably around 30, 28 to 30, something like that. Nice. Whoa, what was that noise? Oh shoot. Not my most graceful release. I almost want to say job done, right? Yeah, you're right, because that sun is starting to bear down on me, but it's not too bad. I think I'll stay here just a little bit longer, and then I want to go do something in a more shady area, right? A shady situation is what I need. It is definitely time to go do a more shady thing. Yeah, you're right. I'm about cooked to death out there. I'm so happy. Hey, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel. Yeah, you're right. When you become a member, you get to see these videos before everyone else, because I like to get ahead of myself when I can. I like to shoot more than one a day so I can have a video every day. I'm about to go shoot another one. Yeah, you're right. Whew. But it's cool if you don't want to be a member. Just thank you for watching. Yeah, you're right. Hit the bell for notifications so whether you're a member or not, you know when I got a fresh video out. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see y'all next time.